Greetings, fellow Penguin Steenish here, and well, uploading's been a little bit inconsistent to say the least, hasn't it? Past few weeks I've been a bit ill, well, very ill, and a lot, once again, all has happened. It's very difficult to go. Anyway, this is just something I wanted to get off my chest for a while. For quite some time. And I think every gamer's wanted to at some point. Quite recently, a conversation I had with my doctor at some point. It was a while ago. It was about a week or so ago. And it annoyed me. Purely because it was on the topic of gaming. I mean, she's not a gamer. But she's among the people who believe that gaming is, if not the main, is at least a trigger when it comes to violence. And this annoyed me, which I'm sure it annoys a lot any gamer with a brain. It's a ridiculous bullshit topic that is overblown by the media because it's a scapegoat. That's all it's ever been. Same with violent movies. I mean, no one blames violent movies anymore. Do you remember when rap music back in the early 2000s was blamed for violent activities? I remember death metal music, just metal in general, sometimes black death metal, whatever. That was blamed for it. Because it's popular. It's a popular media. And I got a feeling it's going to stay like that. The gaming industry is massive. And every day, more and more people are realising that. Well, nowadays, there's not really that many people left to realise it. But I think it may be one of the biggest industries on the planet at the moment. I may be wrong. And that's why it's being used as a scapegoat. I mean, this is something I just wanted to get off my chest for a while. It is the laziest excuse to use. It's difficult to put it into words now. You know one of those things where you think you know what to say, and then when the time comes, your brain's like, I can give you the word tangerine. That is it. Every time. This is why I really need to run on the fucking script whenever I do anything like this. But anyway, I find it better to do it this way. Purely because it's speaking directly from the mind. Instead of being some scripted bullshit. But I mean, the arguments people have... the arguments I was given at some point. During that conversation in particular, where the fact, the kids are so young, they're so impressionable, they can do shit like that. And obviously the counter-argument you give to that is two things. One, if it's genuinely a young kid, it is up to the parents. Fact. It is a parent's job to raise your child, or children if you have more than one. It is a parent's job to teach them right and wrong. It is a parent's job to monitor what your children, or your child or children are doing. And make sure that you're okay with it. That is a parent's job. And people don't seem to understand that. Or they do understand that. They just don't act upon it. Which unfortunately is the state of quite a few parents nowadays. I'm not entirely sure the rate of how much it is in like places like America, but around here there are quite a few young, too young to be parents, and of course parents that just don't fucking bother. Now, and of course, a lot of parents have argued against this. They say, "Oh, I can't monitor. I can't. Oh, these games are turning my kids into monsters." Like, okay, how do they get them? How do they get the games? And that's when they start. Oh no. Oh well, I can't. It's like, oh, I don't know. Like, yes, you do. If it's a violent game, because for one thing, if it's a young child, they're not going to go out. They're not going to have the money to go out and buy a game on their own. If it's a young kid, like in primary fucking school. Sorry. In primary school. And so obviously you're going to be out buying the games for them. Or perhaps having an older sibling getting the games for them. But again, the parent needs to know. That's the point. And then the parent can be like, "Oh well, I don't know. I can't know what my kids are playing." It's like, yes, you can. On every single game, there is something called an age rating. I know I'm sounding quite. I am sounding quite. I don't even know the fucking word for it. But every game has an age rating, and it's clearly marked on the front, back, and on the side. Hang on. You know what? Because there are people that are going to be, really arsey with this. Let's get a couple of examples. One from every console I have, and I'm talking main consoles, not handhelds. Hang on a minute. Right. That. Right, let's get. No. Yeah. Right, got one for the PS3, one for the Xbox. We get one for the PS2. Alright, get that. And we'll get one for the Wii U. There we go. Right. Right, here we go. Examples. Just so the parents can't get arsey. Right, first thing, Wii U. Splatoon. A game, to be perfectly honest, I originally wasn't interested in. Saw it at the Nintendo World Championships because I happened to catch that live just as it started. It interested me. I grabbed it. It's fun as hell. It really is. I genuinely like this game. But, on to the matter at hand. Splatoon. It's a Nintendo game. What do you expect? There's the age rating right there. 7. Now I know in America it's mixed between E for everyone, T for teen, etc, etc, etc. Here it's the number, as in, the actual age that it's suited for. Splatoon 7. Not entirely sure why. The only violence in this game is shooting ink at people, but whatever. Perhaps, shooting ink, in the single player campaign, shooting ink at the squids and they fucking explode. But still. There's the age rating. Oh, hang on, sorry. There we go. 7. On the back. It's there as well. 7. Right next to it. There. Do you know what that says? Violence. And next to it, online. I assume that's why it's 7. You don't want a 3-year-old going online, considering the kind of people you find. There's the age rating. Now this game's obviously okay for the kids. There's no swearing at it, there's no blood or anything like that. No genuine violence, no implied death. It's for a kid. There's the age rating. Now let's go on to a slightly more mature game. Here we go. For the 360, Force Unleashed. First one, not the second one. This one's good. The second one, well, I traded the second one in. That's what I thought about that one. This one's good. Force Unleashed, one of the 4 games I got with my Xbox. That's about 5 years ago now. Here we are, right there. See what that says? 12. 12 years old. And on the side there as well, right there, 12. And there we go. On the back, 12 contains violence. See what I mean? If you see a kid pick a game up, you can look at the front, look at the back, and possibly on the side. Not all of them are like that, but some of them are. Right. Slightly higher game. Here we go. One of my favourites. Onimusha 3. 16. And on the back, violence. You see what I mean now? This game has a significant... And since it's 16 just for the violence, you can expect it to be a significant amount. And it is. Though not quite as much as... Okay, let's go... Let's go major now. Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. 18. I only got it for the PS3 because of Kratos. You know, come on. God of War. 18 contains strong, bloody violence. For Mortal Kombat, that is an understatement. But you see where I'm going with this. No game doesn't have an age rating. In fact, I think it's illegal for a game not to have an age rating. That's the point. Every single game has an age rating, and on the back it'll tell you what justifies its rating. Do you see what I mean now? Do you see what I mean now? Mother or father or aunt or uncle or whoever's getting this game and suddenly saying, oh, I can't monitor what my kids are doing. Yes, you can monitor what they have. Because, do you know what this age rating means? It means it's illegal to sell. It's illegal to sell a product to somebody who does not hit that age. If I was a 16-year-old, I was buying this, it would be illegal for somebody to sell that to me. Illegal. If anyone does, they can get fined for it. Over here, I'm not sure what it is anywhere else, but that's the law. And to right. Because you don't want a 5-year-old playing Mortal Kombat and suddenly you're going to walk into the room and find them ripping out somebody's spine. So there we have it. You can monitor what your kids have because you're the ones that are buying it for them. That's the point. You are buying these products for your children. So it's up to you to decide whether it's right for them. If you already own said product, you need to make sure your kids are not using it, at the very least, without supervision. And this is coming from a non-parent. Come on. You should know this. This is common sense. If I know this, you should know this, parents. So, this is the point. But moving on, of course, the other argument I was given during that conversation. What about so let's move away from the younger generation. Let's move on to the teenagers. The people who, they're obviously going to be rebelling against their parents. Maybe. But you can't blame the games for what they do because by that age, they are self-aware. They think they know everything. They believe that they are completely... I can't even remember the fucking word for it now. They basically think that they can cope on their own. I can't even remember the... Self-sufficient. That's the word. That's what I was looking for. They believe themselves to be self-sufficient. They think they know enough to live, essentially. Obviously they don't, because, they're still living with their parents. But they're, at the very least, they are responsible for their actions. And it's up to them to decide their actions and face the consequences of said actions. That's the point. That is exactly the point. You can't blame... I mean, do you know what these are? Do you know what these are, parents? People who are against video games. Do you know what these are? These are works of fiction. Each and every single one of these. all of these, and all the ones I have up there, fiction. Meaning, not real. Okay? They're not real. None of these, except, I mean, yes, there are a few games that are based on true events. Like, of course, say, Call of Duty World at War. I'm referring to Call of Duty purely because it's the first one I saw. Call of Duty World at War. Or maybe even Grand Theft Auto. That gets a ton of shit, but I mean, Rockstar love the... they love the fucking publicity they get from that. It's funny as hell. They're based on reality, but the events within the game are not real. I mean... It's all fiction. It's not real, that's the point. It's not designed to be real. It's not designed to be factual. It's not designed for people to follow what the game does. It's merely a source of interactive entertainment. That's it. Do you know, it is literally equivalent to somebody enjoying sitting down and watching TV. Equivalent to somebody sitting down and reading a book. Do you know why it's the same? Because it's a form of entertainment. It's something you enjoy doing in your free time. And that's exactly what the games are. That's exactly what gaming is. Doing something that we enjoy in our free time. That's what it's always been. That's what it's always been. This topic, I think it's clear, this topic genuinely pisses me the fuck off. It really does. And I mean, let's be honest, it pisses a lot of people off. Because these accusations are totally bullshit. Total and utter bollocks. They are works of fiction. It is up to the person who's playing the games to understand that. If somebody is taking what is in a game and applying it to real life, they have something wrong. Or they're just pricks. Either way, they are either mentally mentally deficient. They have some sort of mental condition. If they can't decipher the difference between gaming and reality, they're mentally deficient in some way. Or if they simply choose to take what they see in the game and apply it to reality, that's their decision, and they need to suffer the consequences for those actions because they are fully aware of what they're doing. I mean, again, going back to the rating system, just so I can say this. Kids complaining, Mortal Kombat, oh, the gratuitous violence. Do you know what Mortal Kombat did when it was first released to home consoles back in the Mega Drive, or Genesis, and SNES era? Do you know what this thing did? This thing created, single-handedly, the rating system because of its violence. The original Mortal Kombat, is the sole reason that the rating system exists. So you should be thankful that Mortal Kombat is here. I mean, all things aside, it's a fucking sweet as hell game. I love this game. I want to get Mortal Kombat X, but I don't have a power enough PC, nor do I have an next-gen console. I want to, I've not got the cash. But Mortal Kombat is the reason the rating system exists, so you should be thankful for that, parents. Or, again, people who are against this bollocks. But I mean, back to the topic at hand. If the teens are taking what they see in a game, applying it to real life, they must suffer the consequences. They are fully to blame, not the games, because no game is actually gonna go and tell you, oh, you know what? Oh, you know how you just ripped out this dude's spine? You should totally do that in real life, because that's exactly what you need to do. No, just no. That is not what happens. And of course, the last argument I was given during that conversation, what about the people, what about the 30-year-olds that are addicted to the games? What about, the adults who don't have any parents to watch, to make sure they're not doing any of that shit? They're fucking adults. If they are living on their own, if they're able to live on their own and they're addicted to the games and they're letting the game influence their actions, there is something very wrong. They are adults. And they should be treated like adults. That's the point. Whether it's a game that inspires them, whether it's a movie, whether it's a TV show or music, or just because they felt like it, it makes no difference. They are adults. They commit an atrocity, they pay the fucking price. And the people who commit it are solely the ones to blame. That's the point. That's the main point here that I'm getting at. That is the main point. The people who commit these acts, regardless of motives, regardless of inspiration, regardless of anything but the act itself. That is what matters here. The person committed an atrocity. It doesn't matter why or how they did it. And they should suffer the consequences for it. Whether it be jail time or, in certain countries, the death penalty, if it is called for. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I actually support the death penalty. Regrettably. I know it's a bad thing to say. And there are going to be people saying, oh, we shouldn't wish death upon people. Let's be honest. There are some people, the things they've done, that deserve death or worse. And deep down in everyone, they're going to see someone who think, oh my god, that person is an abomination. Why the fuck are they letting this guy live after what this person has done? There's always going to be someone that literally everyone unanimously believes should die. This, of course, that's only if they really turn themselves into an abomination. But that's a topic for another time, and I'm not going to turn this into a fucking political channel. It's meant to be a gaming channel. Right. I believe I've covered what I wanted to cover. This is just something I wanted to get off my chest, because let's be honest, everyone's getting pissed the hell off with this topic. In a nutshell, if it's a young kid, the parents are responsible because they're supposed to raise and teach their children. If it's a teenager or older, they're old enough to understand their actions. So they need to pay the consequences. I'll be honest, if say like a 12-year-old or even 11-year-old, because from that age on you're in high school, by then you are self-aware. So from anyone in high school onwards, I personally believe that if they commit some sort of atrocity, regardless of motives or inspiration, they should be tried as an adult. Because they know what they're doing. And I mean, what's to stop them? Like, they're going to get, they're going to be sent in, they're going to give the maximum sentence to juveniles. What's to stop them when they come out, since they've had such a lax sentence, regardless of what they did? What's to stop them from doing it again? They should be tried as an adult. That's what I mean. But again, topic for another time. Anyway, right. That's done now. That's finally done. First Anita Sarkeesian, now this. What else? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, thanks for watching if you watched up to the end of this. And I realise my tone throughout the entire video wasn't exactly pleasant, but this topic annoys a lot of people. It genuinely annoys the shit out of me. But there's always going to be idiots. There's always going to be morons who believe that this shite is responsible for every atrocity in existence. But who cares what I think? You know, I'm just some random asshole on YouTube. I've not got any genuine credibility. I'm not noteworthy of any, like, in any significant way compared to other people. I'm just some random asshole voicing his opinion on the internet. So what do I matter? But that's the thing. We all need to speak out against these idiots. Anyway, enough rambling from me. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a favourite. Tell me what you think in the comments. And subscribe so you can become part of the Penguin Army today, and we will defeat the Chair Squad. And I think from tomorrow onwards, I will do my best to get through the Okami playthrough. I have tried multiple times, but I've run into a couple of technical issues with the Elgato. The footage keeps, you know, going staticky halfway through. And with the Elgato game capture, once I record an hour of gameplay, I gotta wait for the bastard thing to export the file as an MP4, and then I gotta shove it into Vegas, etc., etc., do the editing. So it can be a little annoying. I've gotta try and make sure it records the full hour without shorting out on me. So I will try and get that restarted tomorrow. I damn well hope I can. Anyway, until next time, fellow penguins, Danish out.